Did you know that what was happening during your darkest time was actually preparing the ground for what you're about to celebrate? Yeah, many times we think that celebration belongs to the future. Like, I will only celebrate when it happens. I will only celebrate when that breakthrough happens. I will only celebrate when I receive that money. I will only celebrate when that person calls me. I will only celebrate when I get that new job or whatever that thing is. But you know, what's the real celebration? It's when your body relaxes into this present moment and it starts its own rejuvenation process. This is celebration to your body. You think celebration is when something good happens, but your body has a different language. Yeah, it celebrates when you relax, right? So why it's so hard for us to relax? Yeah, because we are in fear. We are in fight or flight. We are in stress. We are panicking. We are freezing out. Oh, I don't know what to do. Or we are trying to hide from something scary that is caused by our perception, right? So we are not truly trained to look at life from the point of seeing life just as life is unfolding. Like, life is unfolding. No, we see it through the lens of good and bad, and then we judge it, right? Are you judging life right now, my friend? Are you judging experiences in your life? Only when we create a bigger picture, we see those are just events. Those are just events that are unfolding. Yeah, they are unfolding for you. And maybe your soul has chosen exactly these events because your soul understands that's what will shift your patterns, your pattern recognition mechanism that will be able to see a bigger picture, that will be able to identify that abundance is already present, that love is already present because you are the source of it. And you will notice that maybe the reason to celebrate is a good one if you remind yourself that you're alive right now. Isn't that a good reason? Your mind is like, no, it's not. I need to pay my bills. I need to find a job, or I need to experience a breakthrough. Then I will celebrate. Yeah, okay. Those are good reasons. But hey, if you would be sick right now, what would you want the most? You would want to be healthy, right? Your dream would be, oh, I wish I would be healthy right now. And everything you would truly want to do would be to improve your health. But hey, are you healthy right now? Are you healthy right now? Yeah, maybe there are certain things. But think about, what would you truly want the most if what you have would be missing? You would want to have it, but now you have it and you want something else. Isn't that interesting? Right? Isn't that interesting? You see, the beauty of life is that we can actually use what we have and build something we want to have. This is what celebration of life truly looks like, using what we have and doing something wonderful with it. But it requires a different state to be in. You can't be rigid and stuck and afraid and angry and creative at the same time. No, creativity requires relaxation. You need to learn to relax. You need to learn to ease up, to relax your shoulders, my friend. I said you're about to celebrate something. Congratulations. Yeah, you're entering into a state of being that allows you to truly be. Not want to be, not hope to be, not waiting to be. No, a state of being that allows you just to be. Yeah, welcome, my friend. Welcome. You look very beautiful when you relax. Yeah. Oh yes, when your facial muscles relax and your eyes a little bit ease up. And you're like, well, it didn't take long to get there, right? Now you can celebrate. Oh, what will I do today? Yeah, in front of you is a whole day. I don't know when are you watching that. When are you watching that? For me, it's early in the morning. I woke up early today. I've experienced a sunrise. I've experienced a storm. I read a book. Many things happened already. But in front of me is still a whole day, and I'm about to celebrate it. Yeah, because I've learned to see events in my life as something that is teaching me how to live more holy. Yeah, how to open up even more, how to draw inspiration from what is happening and do something beautiful for others. I've learned to draw motivation for my life out of service, being in service to others. And for that, I need to be inspired. And I can't be inspired if I'm waiting for something to happen. No, I need to be inspired by what is already happening. And I need to see good in what is happening. And I need to see what is changing me for the better. And I need to see what is destroying my rigidness and my arrogance and my ego, and what is unfolding my fears, so I can sit with them and turn them into some kind of a drive. So sometimes what's required from us is to do what we are the most afraid of, only to learn that it was not so scary. And sometimes we truly need to look into the greatest darkness of ourselves, something we've suppressed long time ago, only to notice that it's not how we thought it was, right? In the past, maybe when we were little kids, something very dark and painful and scary happened to us. And we made up a story out of what we knew back at the time. Yeah, little kids are creative, but they're not so knowledgeable yet, right? But then we grow up and we're still holding on to that story that may not be true. So sometimes we need to go back and we need to truly question what happened with the knowledge of a wiser you that knows more, that knows better, only to see that maybe it taught you strength, maybe it taught you that you need to persevere, maybe it taught you that you're capable, but it also built up pressure in you that later in life you had no idea how to release. And sometimes strength is a good quality, but if the price of strength is pressure, pressure needs to be released, right? So you recognize that, yeah, being strong is great, but being under pressure all the time requires change, right? So only when you allow yourself to release it, you will learn to celebrate life, because life doesn't want you to be somewhere else right now. It wants you to be right here. It wants you to be right here, right now with you, and be present to that younger you that was calling maybe attention, or was calling for love, or was calling for feeling safe. And maybe you haven't received that. Can you be that mentor to that younger you right now and give love to you, give attention to you, give care to you, so both of you can celebrate and grow into one, so that there will be no, shattered pieces of yourself. You will actually glue them together. That's what the evolution of the self truly means. I've actually created a painting called Evolution of the Self. You can go into AttractPassion.com and you will find it. There's kind of the figure of the body, and there's a huge heart in its chest. And it symbolizes this process where we kind of glue pieces of ourselves back together, and we recognize, yes, in different times, we've been through different experiences, and we've formed different perceptions and understandings out of what happened. And it formed different drives for us, like different layers of drives that now motivates us to maybe make more money, or experience bigger things, or make more followers, or be liked, or whatever. There's nothing wrong with these drives. We recognize, yeah, they bring us to success, they bring us to breakthroughs, but we're still not happy. We still don't allow ourselves to celebrate life. We still wait for something. But then when we return into the past and we actually recognize we've been just craving something we haven't received, and now we can give that to ourselves, we recognize, well, I'm worthy of celebration in this moment. My friend, you're worthy of celebration in this moment. Yes. Yes, you are. Your mind may be, no, I'm not. I still need to pay my bills. Yes, you will pay your bills. You will find a way. You will be amazed what happens when you relax and you find out there's many potential solutions to that problem of yours. And maybe even that problem is not a problem, it's a wake-up call. Maybe it is reminding you that what you know is not helping you. So what if you would open up to something you don't know, right? What if you would stop trying to figure out and you would actually maybe focus on joy a little bit more? So what you're joyful about? Sometimes when I ask people what they are truly joyful about, they need so much time to find out. Because we've forgotten, right? We've forgotten to prioritize joy. We've forgotten to prioritize something that makes us feel alive. Because we've been prioritizing for such a long time just survival, just to survive, just to make some money, just to feel good, just to distract ourselves. Yeah, joyful person has a bit different attitude, has a bit different outlook on life, and has a bit different goals. Joyful person has learned firstly to feel good about himself or herself, and then has also learned to act according to his or her values, not expectations from others. A joyful person is not living a life to please others. No, a joyful person is living a life according to his or her values, according to his or her vision for life. And this kind of life is very pleasing for some people in his or her life because they find inspiration in that. Some people admire and respect them because they choose to live a different life. So they're not trying to attract people in their lives. Joyful people are not trying to attract people into their lives. They naturally attract them because other people find them interesting, because they're living their own story. They're not living for others, they're living their own story. So maybe the message here is, are you truly living your story, my friend? Are you truly living something you've been built for, something you've been born for? And yes, a lot of the things that your past taught you are actually your greatest gifts and strengths and qualities that are making a unique life, but there's still this pressure and fear and sadness to it that can only be resolved when you acknowledge it, right? So you may say, I've made a dream life for me, but I'm still not happy. I'm still pressured. I'm still afraid. I still feel like a fraud or something like that. But this is your human nature, right? This is your human nature. And sometimes because of that nature, we don't allow ourselves to be happy. We don't allow ourselves to celebrate. Why? Because we think we need to be perfect, so then we can be okay. We think we need to be perfect, so then we can be happy. We think we need to be perfect, so then we can celebrate. But if you would be perfect, you would not be very relatable to others, right? If you would be perfect, I don't even know what that means. Do you know what it means to be perfect? No, we just have some kind of a false story of what we think we need to be, or who we think we need to be, or who we think we have to be. So then we will allow ourselves to relax and to celebrate. But what if you actually start allowing yourself more? Just notice what's the energy behind allowing. I allow myself right now to be here with myself. I allow myself right now to stop trying to achieve something, but actually to enjoy myself a little bit more. But you can't sit here and enjoy. No, that you that enjoys life is maybe doing something, is maybe just passionate about something. And you will notice this is the part of you you've put aside just because you want so badly something that's not present. But what's the most interesting here is that when we actually start doing more of something we're joyful about and passionate about, we just naturally get to where we always wanted to get. Like all the goals and dreams I had, I actually got there through something I'm the most passionate about, something I love the most. Like, you know, way before this YouTube channel was born, I had a friend that was very successful in YouTube already, and I thought, oh, I want to do something like that as well. So I've started a YouTube channel and I've started posting certain things, like I've been making some music and recording nature and something I've seen he was doing, but it never succeeded for me because I was not passionate about it. I was not joyful about it. It was actually a burden to me. I just wanted to build a YouTube channel. But then I've completely let go of that. I've forgotten about that. And at some point this passion of mine was born. I want to paint. Yeah, I want to express myself. I want to just explore all these visions that I have and I want to put them onto a canvas. And then very gradually and organically this YouTube channel was born that took me into something completely new. And then that goal was accomplished. Not because I was trying to accomplish that goal, but because I was doing what I love, and I've allowed myself to evolve in it, and to grow with it, and to expand with it. So it was never about reaching that goal, it was always about joyfully expanding and stretching my capabilities through what I'm the most passionate about. So yeah, I've recognized this is what celebration of life truly looks like. Actually, every single day allowing ourselves to do something that brings us joy, to do something that makes us feel alive. And not all the things feel like that. Even painting is not always just joyful. Like there's many boring parts to it as well. But I know beginning is joyful, ending is joyful, and here and there in between there's a lot of interesting parts. But there's also boring parts, and that's okay. That's part to everything, right? But if I truly draw a big picture, I see it's a very fulfilling thing to me. It brings me meaning. It brings me value. And that's what forms a great reason to celebrate myself. You know, even recently, like in the last 2 years, I actually had so many moments when I wanted to quit doing what I'm doing because I've started to feel bored with that. I've recognized I've lost some kind of a spark in it. And it took me so long to figure out that I've forgotten why I'm doing that. I've forgotten that it's actually my growth that help someone else to grow or that inspire someone else to grow. Maybe I was too focused on outcomes and I've forgotten that it's the process that stretches me and also help others to stretch them, to kind of push them into something new. So along the journey, I've lost the spark as well many times. Also for painting, there was a time when I didn't want to paint anymore. And I had no visions. I thought I've lost that gift. But at the times when I felt like I've lost that gift, I was actually focusing on doing more for this YouTube channel. I was focusing more on helping other people, providing something to other people. And I've recognized at the times when I've lost that vision for painting, I was actually allowing myself to do something else and to see what else my path requires from me. And as I've been doing that, I've slowly received back inspiration for painting. So I've noticed that sometimes what we truly want to accomplish will not happen the way we want. Sometimes life will redirect us into somewhere completely new. And then as we're moving away from what we wanted, we actually find out that that's what we needed, to be inspired once again to accomplish what we wanted. And this is so strange to the mind, because mind see that narrow path. But hearts is an adventure, and narrow path doesn't feel very adventurous. It feels boring. It feels like it lacks so much of content. It lacks so much of pain and challenges and breakdowns. A narrow path would make you very arrogant, because you would be like, oh, it's so easy. It's so easy. Like, I'm so good. I'm so incredible. That's why life takes us through hell many times. So we humble ourselves, we simplify ourselves, we open our minds, we open our hearts, and we teach ourselves that actually there's so much more to learn. And every time we acknowledge there's so much more to learn, we recognize, yeah, we are truly students here. We're truly students. And to me, it's very humbling. And if you return back to the time when you were a kid, what was the most celebrating to you? When you've learned something new, right? You've been constantly jumping around. Why this happens? Why this is like that? Why was your biggest question, right? Why this is like that? Why I'm like that? And every time you got an answer, you've celebrated, you've jumped around, you've been joyful, you've been happy. Now you're not asking why anymore. You're more like when, right? And you're creating more time with everything. Your space is getting bigger, and it just feels like your desires are being pulled away from you, and your final goals are being pulled away from you because you want to experience them faster. Start asking why more frequently, and be excited by new answers, and then put them into action and see what happens when you apply something new and you stick to it, right? You will notice, yeah, welcome to an adventure called life. Time to celebrate, right? It's time to celebrate. Yeah, you deserve it. You deserve it. I will leave you here, my friend. I'm sending you lots of love, even more love. Maybe today you need some extra love. So here you go. Here you go, my friend. Receive it. Lots of joy, lots of passion, my friend. I will leave you here. So I want to say big thanks to everyone who is also choosing to support my work by buying my art. As I said, I'm an artist, and you will find all of my paintings on AttractPassion.com. The link is in the description of this video, so go and check it out. Which painting resonates with you the most? By buying my work, you're also supporting this mission, and I'm truly grateful to all of you. I'm creating paintings that are like symbols that remind us of what truly matters. So go and check it out, which one speaks to you. Also join us on our Patreon community for more deeper conversations and guided meditations and so much more. And YouTube membership if you want to support this YouTube channel. That's something I would truly appreciate. Thank you so much. I love you all, my friends. Till next time. What? Yeah, one love. Return back to your heart.